Yeah, a lot of the more cerebral clients really liked it, but our viewership on it was like less than half normal. And I'm like, you guys just want to hear us talk about Tren and GH and D-ball and stuff
Yeah.
like that, you know? Less so that, you know?
That's all the secrets, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is like what I'm
Yeah.
finding now is competitors more than ever need that mental stuff, you know? They need more of that,
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it, mindset coaching, I guess, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It's huge
Um,
now that headspace sort of like wellness up here type of thing. But I think a lot of
yeah,
it stems as well from like nobody ever talks about nutrition anymore. The gut is the
I
second
know.
brain, and all I hear is I don't know if you get it in the States, but this is what I'm really sick of. It's always drugs, even if it's peptide, whatever. That's like first port of call now. If everything's wrong with someone, what peptide can I take? What drug can I take? Nobody talks about their foundation anymore, training and nutrition.
Yeah. You know what it is? And we did an episode last night, and the main focus or big focus, one of the questions we did was on how everyone is trying to simplify bodybuilding and make it easier with less effort, like the most efficient way possible. And they forget that at some point, it's like the only way sometimes is like just through. Like sometimes you got to just work hard and do the damn thing, you know? I mean, when I first started dieting, dude, my first show was 2001, right? So 20 something years ago. And back then, cheat meals weren't even invented. Like refeeds weren't even a thing. You started with a diet and then you just kept on pulling the calories and doing more cardio until you got in shape. And that's how it was.
Mm.
Whereas today, everyone's all about fatigue management and what peptide can I add in to counteract this thing and what peptide can, and it's just like, whoa, hold on. Like, let's get back to the basics. Hard work, pushing hard, sticking to your diet, like the most important stuff that's actually going to get you in shape, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. I haven't touched any peptides at all. I
Oh my
just
God.
like I
How are you
don't,
going to get on stage, man?
Yeah.
I'm
Like, are
getting
you
in shape,
okay?
getting in shape, right? Yeah,
And
I
look at
think I
you.
took,
You fucking
I
nail it
think,
on the 212 Pro stage. And,
yeah, yeah, I'm like, yeah, no, nothing to help with fat loss. I took like GHK, CU for like maybe 3 weeks, and they're like, this isn't fucking doing anything. So,
Mhm.
and that was it. So, I
I've
haven't,
heard
yeah, haven't touched
tried Mot
anything yet. I
C
think,
forever.
yeah. So,
you know what the
uh,
big
uh,
mistake, or not mistake, but like, remember when Nick, like 2 years ago, um, said that he was using Mott C like every day for his whatever prep it was, and then every bodybuilder was like, "Oh, I got to incorporate Mott C and SS31 and high dose slew." And next thing you know, you're like, "Dude, you're taking like six different things that we really don't know the long-term effects of,
mm,
you know? Like, can
yeah.
maybe we do just a little more cardio and maybe pull a few carbs out and just see if that works for us, you know?"
I really think that like the whole peptide thing is just being pushed by the companies because the markup on that shit is so fucking big that like
Yeah.
they just want people to sell it because they're making dollars from it.
Dude, I've got like 10 friends that I talk to like throughout the week, and they all own peptide companies. And
Yeah, yeah,
business is good, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
my thing is like I think all the peptides individually, they have a place, but I don't think we need to be on all of them year round. Like, I don't need to be spending $400 a month extra on top of my PEDs, my coach, my nutrition, my gym membership to be a bodybuilder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the guys back in the day did it without any peptides. Like, why is this a necessity today?
Mm. Yeah, I'm of the mind the two that like I just want to put the least amount of shit in my body that I can get away with. Like
Yeah.
if something's gonna really move the needle, I'll use it. But if it's only like minor, then I'm just yeah, I'd rather put the least amount of shit in my body that I can.
Yeah. And you still work with Dean, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What's his take on peptides? Because he's obviously a highly intelligent guy.
I think, he's of the mind of just like, it's still like you said, there's no long-term research on any of this stuff. Like I think half
Yeah.
of them aren't even FDA approved or anything yet. So like
Didn't
I think he's just
did,
like, yeah, if you want to try it, okay, but he's never pushed a peptide on me before. He's never
Yeah.
said, I think we should try this. If I say, what do you think about Mod C or what do you think about SLE? He's like, yeah, like you could try it if you want to, but like, well, like whatever.
Dean would just call it a tool that can be used if needed. That's what he'd say.
Mm,
He'd say something
That he
like that.
said.
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
Yeah.
he'd
I mean,
say. It's a tool. If we need it, it's there.
Yeah,
here's
but he's
here's the
never
thing.
once pushed them. Like, never once even suggested anything.
I just try them
Well,
because if my client wants to take one, I want to know what it might produce, or like,
Mm.
oh,
Yeah.
I've had experience from this. Maybe you can try that. Yeah.
Yeah. My thing is that like we were getting people in shape long before peptides were even a major thing. Guys were getting in great shape, like they were healthy. Like why do we now suddenly have to make it a staple? You know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
think BPC, obviously, something like BPC should probably be in almost every bodybuilder's protocol from a
Yeah.
maintenance standpoint. But like these mitochondrial peptides, I think time and place, it doesn't need to be every single person has the same stack of 3 milligrams of MOTS-C every day and
Mm.
5 milligrams of SS31 3 days a week or whatever it is.
yeah. What have you found like maybe the top two or three to be like actually effective?
We're talking peptides that aren't like GH and insulin, like the the,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
peptides.
yeah, yeah. We all know that shit works.
Yeah,
So-
that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like when we talk peptides, like in my mind, those are the only necessities. But
yeah,
man, it's really hard to say. I guess I'm going to label SLU. It's not really just a peptide. I'm going to put it in that category.
yeah.
I think SLU for some people is a game changer. I think for others it does absolutely nothing.
Mm.
But in terms of other
Mm.
peptides, man, like I can't say that there's one, whether it's MOTS-C or SS or
Melanotan,
uh,
if you're talking to
yeah,
skip.
melanotan is effective.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I guess the most productive or most successful out of all of them would be BPC,
Yeah.
Like I've seen
Yeah.
it drastically shorten people's recovery times from surgeries. I've used it. I use it every day just to cut
Do you
down on
run it in tandem
inflammation.
with TB though, because they work synergistic?
So me personally, I never saw as much from TB because I did some independent, tried TB for like a month, tried BPC, but I do typically have a lot of people run them together. Yeah. I'm
Because
just
I know
speaking
one
like for
one
myself.
increases sort of like blood vessel growth, and one increases more the blood flow.
Yeah. So even when I ran them together, I didn't see any difference than me just running BPC. So like that's my personal experience, but it's like I'm not training bodybuilding at a high level anymore. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like I go to the gym for maybe 5 days a week, and it's really just to like try to stay healthy and somewhat level of strength and not be that fat coach that's at the shows with like my clients.
Are you still training at MI40?
Yeah, still in my 40.
Yeah.
I you guys know Kamal Elgarni?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's one of my training partners. He's over in Libya right now visiting his family, and he stays there for the summer. And then I train with another friend of mine, Armando, who's he's kind of a mentor to me with business and real estate and whatnot. So, and he was a bodybuilder. He went to Bev's gym back in the day. So he competed with guys like Kai Green, Kevin English, Fockery, those guys. And then he took like 20 years off because he was a cop, and then he moved down here to Florida. And then we ran into each other at the gym like 2 years ago. And actually, he did the same. He did the Tampa when you did it, Cam.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember
The
him.
first time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
the
yeah.
bald black guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. So I talked him into competing again, and he did it one more time after being off stage for 20 something
Mm.
years. And he's like, "Okay, I'm done. That's enough for me." So,
Yeah,
yeah.
because isn't he? He's when he trains, he's like high volume non-stop. Come on.
Kamal,
Yeah.
listen, dude. I've never seen someone that's as high volume, but also like you get done a set, you stand up and you look down, like say you're doing a leg press, you get off the leg press, you look down, he's already got half his reps done, and as soon as he gets out of the chair, he's looking at you like, let's go. Like we're talking 30 to 45-second rest
Yeah.
periods, and we're not talking just warm-ups. We're talking like when you're in your working sets of like 8, 9, 10 plates on the leg press, and then you go to the hack squat, and then um we got the squat machine we do, and then we superset leg extensions and walking lunges. By the time you're done, dude, your shirt is like drenched. And
Yeah,
it's as much almost a cardiovascular workout as it is a bodybuilding workout. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
How's your body responded to that?
Yeah.
Um, Fine. Like well, after it takes like 3 weeks to get into shape to train that
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
But pretty good. I mean, I don't use high anabolics anymore. I don't even like if it's between I've got 3 more hours of work to do and I need to get 2 more meals in, I'm just like, fuck it. I'm gonna do one more meal and I'm gonna just stay working. So my priorities now are a little bit different than they were, even 5 or 6 years ago. Whereas
Yeah.
you know how it is. Like you guys are both in the thick of it. You guys have like competitions on your mind. You have growth, your focus is on like how am I going to be a better bodybuilder? And now for me, it's really just how am I going to be a better coach or a better business person,
Yeah. Yeah. Because you guys are non-stop, right?
Dude, it's not from 5 in the morning
Yeah.
until about 10 o'clock at night. It's like nutty.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So, yeah, between that and then the podcasting, it's gotten to be a lot. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Have you got any
exactly
guys
right.
in the Tampa Pro?
I have I know I've got two women. I might have a guy too, in the open. We're gonna decide this week if he's gonna do it. Um, he's done a lot of shows this year already, and my advice to him is like, dude, you've already done 4 or 5 shows on the circuit. I think it's time to take a break. Um, so we'll see. He's taking a little bit of a break right now. And then I have wellness girl and at least one bikini athlete. So yeah, and I got a couple amateurs too. Now I think about it. So yeah,
Yeah. Cool.
What do you,
Are you coming over for
You're
that one?
not this year. I'm like 4 weeks out from the Taiwan Pro.
Okay, nice.
So just something different this year. You're gonna try the Asian circuit and
Hmm.
see how we go over there. And I dare say I'll be back over in America next year because that little run there of like Tampa and Texas is my favorite. So
Yeah,
um,
you got Tampa, Texas, and then
Atlanta, like the three in a row.
yeah, they added
Yeah,
the 212 at Atlanta, and then I feel like there's one more. Oh, there's one more before that, the Chicago.
yeah, Chicago. Yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah, I might even
so
jump into that one next year. It's a nice little run of shows.
Shark Town?
Mm,
hmm
mm.
you ever been?
No, I grew up playing. It's weird because I only started bodybuilding at 30.
Okay.
I played semi-professional basketball
Oh no
before.
shit.
Yeah, so my first, not what, 2017, 9 years ago, I was 60 kilo natty on stage.
Dude, you don't look like you ever played basketball in your life. I'm not kidding. And that's a compliment, though.
Well, when I started, I was coached by Steve Hall, the natty coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was coached by him, and then I was, obviously started educating myself, Mike used to tell and all them. Then I got into Matt Jansen because I went enhanced, and I was just no responsive at all. So then I went to John Jewett, and when he started his Olympia prep, he just time zones, he just didn't really care. So then I went to
Yeah.
down to Cam. Cam coaches me, and we were
Gotcha.
101 kilos on stage at nationals.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, if you tried to get on a basketball court now, you'd be the most muscular basketball player of all time.
I was so quick. That's my training now is so slow. It's like the opposite. It's like very low volume and just like hard working sets because I feel like I got to do the opposite of what my body's used to the high endurance, and I never
Okay.
never grew. So I feel like the opposite now, doing the least volume. Like we're rebounding, we're up like 12 kilos. It's only like 6.5 weeks per show, and all we've done is put
Nice.
drugs in. We haven't changed food.
That's sick. That's awesome.
So
Yeah,
That's
he's,
cool.
he's, he's that very interesting. His food is very low,
mm,
and his weight's going up like a kilo a week.
mm.
And
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
sorry, man. Like, I want to give you some more food, but
I'm more hungry
fucking,
now than I was in prep, and I didn't use any GLP-1s either.
yeah,
You, you know what though? So I tell everyone that that's the best thing. If you can still be hungry 10, 12, 14 weeks after the show, you're doing the reverse right. You know what
Mm,
I mean? Like the worst thing to do is like I see these plans where people just fucking throw tons of food at someone and their appetite is crushed within like 3 or 4 weeks and they're getting fat.
mm,
And to me,
yeah,
it's like, so you just shut down this growth phase. You thought you were going to get huge, and it's like, yeah, you got fat, but you just literally limited the next 4 to 6 or 8 weeks of insulin sensitivity, hunger, drive to eat food and go to the gym. It's kind of like my thing post show with people is like, I tell them like, it's probably going to take half as long post show as it did during our pre-contest phase to get you back to like the same weight, somewhere in that
yeah,
zone.
yeah.
Because I don't want to, I just don't want people to lose their appetite. Like to me, it's like, so what do you do there? Now we got to diet you again. We
Mm,
gotta we gotta start playing with some things. So
yeah,
Bikini are the worst because they overeat. They're going to put on weight so quick.
mm,
Your
hmm
first time in bikinis, you see them. They're like started chubby. They get their first
yeah,
show. They're amateur. They're like lean as. Then like 6 weeks later, they're already like fatter than where before they started prep. Oh Jesus.
yep,
yeah. Well, I
yep,
spent my whole I was like hungry for like 3 months past like after last year's shows in America. I was hungry for like 3 months, and I never lost my appetite at all the whole off season.
That's perfect.
Never.
That's a dream
Yeah.
off season, you know?
Yeah.
Because how much does it suck when like you're eating 6,000 calories and you get up one morning and you're like, I don't even want to eat breakfast, let alone meals
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know? Like that's
Yeah.
the worst
Yeah.
feeling in the world. So
Yeah. I never missed a meal, fucking nothing. So it was,
That
that's,
full feeling in your stomach is just I hate it. But
mm.
yep,
well,
yep.
another thing I just before we go too far into it, just to introduce people that don't know Andrew, is you studied nutrition at Vermont, correct?
Yeah, I wasn't born in Vermont, but my family moved there when I was young. So I went to the University of Vermont, did degrees in dietetics and nutrition, food science, and very similar to like Chris Tuttle. He
Yeah.
did the same pathway. I just didn't go all the way and do the registered dietitian, which to me was like you go and become a glorified lunch lady for a while in a hospital setting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just didn't interest me to be able to do that. So, and I was looking at the careers that you go down and the salaries you're making. And I'm like, I can make more doing this like personal training 30 hours a week. So that was not my thing. But yeah, nutrition and food science.
That was the same as me. I did a nutrition science degree at uni here, and like 2 units left. I was like, I'm so done with this. Like they taught me nothing. Once I learned human biology and the basics, self teaching was all I need. They teach you nothing about fat loss, nothing about like dietary stuff. It's all about you can be deficient in this. It might help if you add some iron in someone's diet. That's it. That's like it's as
Yeah.
deep as it goes. And I'm like you said, you look at the salaries. I'm like, I was earning more sitting on a digger in construction.
Yep.
I'm like, why am I doing this
Ye-
when I can make more money coaching?
Yeah, man. I remember one of my classes, we had to do a diet. We had to write up a diet for someone to lose like 15 pounds over the course of 20 weeks or some shit, right? And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Because I actually did a bodybuilding show during that whole class and I documented obviously my whole diet. So I turned it all in, talked about my cardio, all that kind of stuff. And the lady gave me a D. She gave me a basic, almost like a failure
Mm,
because I didn't follow the guidelines. And
yeah,
I'm like, lady, look at my before picture, look at my after picture. Like, I
yeah.
actually lost 32 pounds and I won my class, you know, you know, it's like I literally just showed you a diet that I manipulated calories and I lost 32 pounds and I, you know, got into crazy condition. But she's like, you didn't follow the guidelines, you didn't do the RDA of all the nutrients and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, whatever, you're not in the real world, lady, you know?
That's what I didn't like about it because all my nutrition ladies, like my teachers and lecturers, they're like this big, and
Yeah.
they're like trying to dictate to me, oh, you can't give anyone more than 70 grams a day of protein. It's not good. I'm like, yeah, that's why you're all the size of a house.
Yeah, exactly. You ever see that meme? It's like all the health ministers of all these different countries,
Yeah,
and they're all fat, obese, and then it's like don't listen to these guys, and it shows like coaches or extreme athletes. It's like don't listen to these guys for nutrition advice. Listen to these guys, and it's like get out of here.
yeah.
I
I,
think
sorry,
everybody
go.
loves to quote, "Oh, the science says," or the studies say, and I think people forget that we are studies. Like we
Yeah.
are evidence of X, Y, Z equals fucking whatever. Like we've done it, we've seen it in friends, and then you've seen it in clients. It's like, well, this is a study. I have seen the results of this. You know,
I,
it
I,
does
I would
count.
Yeah, I would even say we're even more of a control study than the populations that they use because
Yeah,
the person that's entering a university study, a average, overweight person, they're not sticking to a diet the same way we are. They're not doing the same cardio, counting their steps, getting the right amount of sleep, all the other variables that we control.
Mm.
So it's like our studies are actually a very controlled study. Yeah, we're entering PEDs into the mix, which can influence what's going on, but it's a very controlled study in my opinion. It's been going on for what? Bodybuilding's been a thing pretty prevalent for at least the last 20 years, pretty hardcore. You can go back even further to the guys in the 80s and 90s. You could say 50 years even. So,
Mm.
yeah.
And it's more novel because of the fact that we do above recommended dosages of PEDs. It's like, well, that's unethical in the science world. They're not allowed to perform those studies. So we
Yeah,
are.
Mm.
So we're really the only information you got to go off. So have a chat
that
to
is
us. Like
true.
it's pretty good info.
That's
Have
what
you
I
guys
hate
seen
about all academics. They're all like, and people that study for their whole lives. I'm like, everything's so good in theory, unless you've tried it in practice. You have to try things in practice.
Mm.
Even when I
yeah.
was in construction, we get green project managers and engineers. Oh, yep, nah, this. I'm like, we're telling you, it's not going to work. Nah, do it,
Hmm.
do it. You do it. Ah, fucks up. Ah, do it, undo it all. I'm like, we fucking told you, man.
Yeah. It's kind
Experience
of like the
beats
guy that
all
like
day.
shadow boxes and does like, works bag work at a boxing gym. It's like that's great, dude. You might have all the footwork and the movement down, but it ain't nothing until you get punched in the face,
Yeah.
until you see what you can do in the ring with somebody, you know?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
kind of how I see bodybuilding,
Yeah,
Mm.
Wow.
100%.
So another thing I wanted to bring up was you used to work closely with John Meadows. You were on his like diet team.
Yeah, yeah. John was obviously he was one of my best friends. He was definitely played an integral part of my life. He was a huge mentor. Literally not a day goes by that I don't think about him. I got a picture of him up on the wall here. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't know if you guys want the story about how I got hooked up with him, but
It
it's,
might as well.
really,
Yeah,
He
sure.
was a
Yeah.
big
Fuck
influence to
yeah.
a lot of people. So
yeah. So I was personal training and I was really getting into bodybuilding again because I competed early on in like 2001 to 2005, and then I started thinking I wanted to go to medical school, so I was training for that or studying for that and doing the MCATs and all that. And then I'm like, you know what, I want to get back into bodybuilding. So anyway, I'm on like T Nation and I keep seeing this name John Meadows, and then I find out he has a website. So I join his pay site, mountaindogdiet.com, and then I started reaching out to him and he would like answer my questions, which I'm like, that's crazy. And like in this industry, when
yeah.
someone who's as busy as he is that takes the time to write you a response back to every email. And then I started sending him articles that I wrote and I'm like, hey, I don't know if you ever would want to use these, but I do my own writing for bodybuilding purposes for my clients and stuff. And he's like, yeah, definitely, man. And he started running like I think one every month for like the next 6 months. And he's like, how do you want to be compensated? And I'm like, compensated, man. I just want to be, I want some of what you're bringing, man. I just want to learn from you and I want to be in your circle. And that kind of started off a friendship to where he gave me more and more responsibilities and became my coach and coached me basically until he passed away in 2021, where I mean, early on, he was like, he had me he was coaching me. And then as I got more skilled, I would kind of tell him what I'm doing, and he would give me yeah, I would do that, or maybe weigh in on what he thought I should be doing a little differently. And it was more of like a mentorship at that point. And I mean, I'll tell you what, man, I talked to him for 45 minutes the night before he passed away because
Yeah.
I had just done the Tampa Pro myself in 2021, and we talked on the phone afterwards, just talked about it, and he was in great health. And then I'm driving around Tampa. We're looking at
Wow.
real estate because I hadn't lived down there yet. I was just kind of looking around, and I get the call from his wife, and she's like, "Andrew, we lost John." And I'm like, "Do you want me to text him? Like, I'll figure out where he's at, you know?"
Mm.
And she's like, "No, Andrew, like he's with God now." And that like I'm driving, I almost hit the car next to me. I'm like, "What?" And that just kind of set off. I mean, when someone like him passes away, like the whole industry kind of feels it in like a big
Mm.
wave. Right after that, like my phone just started blowing up all day and people were asking me like, what do you know? And I'm like, I don't know anything. I just know he's not here. I'm not going to ask his wife, how did he pass away? Like
Mm.
that seems like an insensitive thing to
Mm.
do. Like
Mm.
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
all just grieve and the fact that we lost a great man today. But yeah, he was a great mentor to me, a really good friend. Um, yeah, he was a really good guy.
Yeah. He
Well,
was
Yeah,
a
that's
big
a
I
yeah.
still watch a lot of his YouTube stuff.
yeah.
Mm.
Is his YouTube still is his wife or someone still running his YouTube channel? Because it's still
Yeah,
like yeah,
yeah, Noah, who was his YouTube guy. And honestly, he was one of the first guys that brought the camera into the gym, but also did a lot of instructional stuff, I feel like. Like
yeah.
all that stuff was 100% authentic. He'd, have me or someone else with him or by himself with his wife, and Noah would be there 4 days a week. He put out 4 videos a week. And I mean, here's another crazy story, okay? So I'm down here in Tampa now. I've been here for about a year at this point, and I'm starting a business with this other kid, and he tells me we need to bring in this marketing woman. So I'm like, okay, well, let's all get together and meet. Never met her before. She shows up. She's about 40, 43, 44 years old, I think. And she's a little sweaty. And I'm like, "Oh, you just get out of the gym?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, I do these mountain dog workouts. You ever heard of this guy?" And she starts pulling it up on YouTube. And I'm like, "You got to be kidding me, right? Like that's my boy. That's my guy, like John
Mm.
Meadows." And she's like, "No, no, no." I'm like, I scroll on her thing and I go back to like 100 videos. I'm like, "See this? Who's in that video with him?" And it's like me and him training legs at Bev Francis's gym up in New York. And she's like, "Oh my God, you know him?" I'm like, "I knew him. He's gone now."
Yeah.
But Yeah, so my point was saying that is that his impact wasn't just on bodybuilders, it was on like so many different generations or different age groups of people that got something out of what he was bringing to
Mm.
the industry, you know?
Look, the impact was huge here in Australia. And I never got to meet him, and I actually don't know many people personally that did down here, but everyone knew who he was. Everyone's
Yep.
followed something from him before, like, and he was one of the guys that I don't think anyone had any word to say where, like, oh, they're a different personality on screen versus when they met him in person. Like, everyone said, no, he's fucking legit. He's the nicest dude. So he had a huge impact on the bodybuilding community in Australia for sure. Everyone was talking about it and everyone was very sad.
When I say exactly as you said that he was the same exact person
Mm.
off screen as he was on, like I'd be walking through like the Arnold Classic, whatchamacallit, expo with him, and the amount of people that just come up and say hi to him, right? He was the friendliest guy. There was none of this, oh, I got to get back to my hotel room and eat. And this guy was competing that day too, keep in mind. And back when they still had 212 at the Arnold's back in 2016 or yeah, 2016. And like his, and here's another one. That same day, I remember someone coming up to him. It's like kid who like he worked out a bit, and he's like, "Hey John, I don't know if you remember me." And John's like, "Yeah, you're Nick. I met you at the 2013 whatever show." And you just see this kid's like face like light up. John Meadows remembered who I am. He's like, "You're
Yeah.
bringing up your legs. How they're looking? Let me see those legs." And he just had this way of making everybody feel better and feel good and wholesome. You know what I mean?
That's so cool.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
fucking cool.
It
Yeah, I
sucks to
still
lose
keep in
someone
touch
like
with his
that.
wife,
You need more
Mary.
people like that in the industry these nowadays.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, honest. And here's the thing: he was gonna be when he was, but before he passed away, he was running for mayor in his town. And
Oh,
honestly, I could have seen him going to be like a state senator and then eventually a U.S. senator or a representative.
Mm.
He just had that kind of way of getting along with so many different types of people, even with differing viewpoints. That even if you like didn't like his methods, you're like, man, I love that guy, John Meadows, though. He's
Mm.
my guy, you know.
he was big, one of the first big ones on like intro and EAAs and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Mm.
I think that started probably 2013, 2014, starting to talk about the EAA. I mean, you can argue that he almost created like a niche in the industry or like a subject or what do you call it? Like a group of supplements within, the supplement industry. There were already pre-workouts,
Yeah.
there were already protein shakes and stuff like that. But the whole intra-workout thing really wasn't a thing until he developed it and then started working with Prime Nutrition back in the day and where he developed his
Mm.
first Intra MD product. And they ended up scamming him over, and he ended up having to sue him. But that made him start Granite
Yeah.
Nutrition.
Mm.
Is Granite still around?
Granite's still around. Yep,
Yeah. Yeah.
yep.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm still signed to them currently. Um, Mostly still just in the sports supplement realm. A few functional products like fish oil and some commodity products, creatine, glutamine, stuff like that. But it's not as strong as when John was there because John was a major driving force. But
Yeah.
he had sold part of the company to these investors, I think somewhere around 2019, I believe, 2018, 2019. But his wife still maintains, I believe, 51% of the company. So
Oh, good. Yeah, it's good to hear.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And obviously the Unwrapped podcast is going well.
Dude, right before we got on today, I looked to see we just hit 10,000 subscribers, so I'm
Oh,
I'm
nice.
really excited about that, because I told Kyle and originally Phil Viz, they both came to me separately about wanting to do a podcast, and I wasn't looking for another thing on my plate, but I'm like, if we're gonna do this, we need to do this, well, and I think we need to do this in a way that we're trying to turn this into an income stream at some point.
Mm.
So, because I just don't have a lot of free time to devote to hobbies, you know what I mean?
Get it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's give it a year. And if we get to 10,000 within a year, then I think it's a good sign for us to keep going and try to keep growing this thing. And here we are now. So I guess I'm committed to having to do more of them. So,
Yeah. I
but
know.
That's
luckily,
cool.
I get along with what's that?
I was just saying, I know what you mean with hobbies. Like, what hobbies? I'll literally, if I'm not working on the computer, you got like client form videos, replying to messages. Me and the missus, we're in the F1. I tried to build a Lewis Hamilton helmet that we got, and it took me
Oh
like
yeah.
4 weeks because I can only walk 15 minutes at a time, at the end of the night.
No way.
But a little bit when I've got a little bit of weed in me, and they
Yeah.
go together at night. And last meal unwinding. That's the only time I get free.
Mm.
Yeah. I
It's
guess
hard
my
being
other
broke.
hobbies, I haven't had a chance. We just moved to a new house, so I haven't really found a gun range, but I do like, firearms. I got a bunch of
Mm.
firearms. I like to go to the shooting range. Lately, my biggest hobby is F1 racing. I don't know if
Oh
you
yeah, I
guys are
love
into
ones as
that.
well. Yeah.
Bro, like as soon as I started watching that series, I went back and I
Oh,
watched
it's
all the
wild.
seasons and I watched the documentary on Kimmy, and now like I'm watching every single race, every single practice race,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't know about you
Yeah.
guys, but like years ago I'd be like, I would never watch cars go around a track, and now I
Yeah.
sit there for hours just like,
No, no,
wow.
Kimmy's killing it for such a, he's 18, still in high school. He's
Mm.
won 5 F1 races already. That's crazy.
Dude, and honestly, I think he was going to keep second place if his power module didn't go down
Yeah.
last weekend,
Yeah.
with
Hamilton
when
got
he
the
was
win,
battling.
luckily.
What's
Did you
that?
go to the?
Hamilton got the
Oh,
win.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My missus loves Hamilton because my missus is a WPD, Women's Physique Pro.
Oh,
And she loves Hamilton because she's Trinidad, Tobago, and English as well. Because her dad's from
gotcha.
Trinidad, her mum's from English, which is like Hamilton. So she's
That's
like
cool.
Rihanna Dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're gonna do she went pro to Romania straight away. But you know how they got the 3 year rule now?
Oh,
You
about
get
how
to,
you
you
got to
get to
compete.
compete, these lose breaks. So
Yeah.
we have to do next year. We're gonna do I think it's Romania, France, Portugal, that three leg run. We're gonna do that next year.
What do you guys think about that rule?
I mean, I think it's good because here because it's so shit because we have the 2 seasons, people go pro and they literally just use it as a PT branding.
Mm,
Oh, I'm
Mm.
IFBB pro now, and they don't compete at all.
yeah,
Really? Okay.
Yeah, there's so many
Okay.
shit pros here.
it's very
Yeah.
different here because it's so expensive. It's so expensive to get to a show.
Mm.
You got 30, 40 hours travel if you want to do anything in Europe.
Mm.
You got the fucking 30
Mm.
hours if you want to do anything in the States. So a
And
lot of
nobody's making the
people
money to
here,
pay for it either.
yeah, a lot of people sort of get the card and it's this goal, but then as soon as they get it, that's like the last time you ever see them.
Mm.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
doing
you
that.
never see them.
That Taiwan show, I think, is one of the closest shows to Australia, and it's like 8 hour flight
Mm.
together.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we forget over here in the States or even like in
Mm.
Europe how easy it is. Like we just talked about, Cam, you have for at least for 212s, you got we got New York, and then you got the Chicago, then you got they had it at Toronto last week too, right? Yeah, because
Yeah,
Jacoby's
Toronto got one at in Florida this weekend.
is that the Chiseled?
Yeah, chiseled. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
then
my
yeah,
buddy's
like
doing that one.
yeah, is
Is there
mm,
Jacoby
more
doing that one?
212?
I think Jacoby's doing it, and then one of his clients, one of my buddies,
Mike,
AJ.
Mike. Oh yeah, yeah,
mm.
Not Mike, no, because Mike's already qualified. I think they're shutting it
yeah.
down for the season. Mike's from actually up north, and I'm from Vermont. I believe he's from Massachusetts, which is a state
Yeah.
right near Vermont. And then everyone, here's the thing, and if you're a bodybuilder in this country, you move to Florida for the most part. It's like
Or
Yeah.
Yeah,
good
Texas.
weather,
Or
great
Texas.
gyms. Or Texas? Yeah, good call. Good Texas. Yeah,
yeah,
Texas is good. There's kind of like hubs, like
Mm.
different areas, and I'm sure
yeah.
that's the same way over there in Australia. But
No, it's actually something I was just about to say. There isn't.
Yeah.
There's no hub. There's
oh,
no
You've
hub in
got
Not,
Australia.
yeah,
you've got major
It's you feel
cities. Outside
you
the
feel
major cities,
very
there's nothing.
That's the biggest thing I like about going to America is just you walk into MI40 and there's just a sense of community there. And
yeah,
like there's pros, there's normal people training, everyone's like really happy and like I don't know, I
yeah.
just get really like a good sense of belonging over there. Whereas
Hmm.
here, you're the outlier.
Mm.
we're
And
very
like
scattered.
no one's really doing anything that you're doing in the same gym.
No,
You're always the biggest person in the gym, which you never want to be the biggest person in the gym.
Yeah.
yeah,
And like so you have to draw your own motivation over here.
Hmm.
yeah,
Like you got to be your own motivation. Like whereas you walk into like MI40 or you walk into Destination Dallas and you're just like, fuck, I want to train because like everyone else is in there killing it. So
Oh,
yeah,
And it's like people are in shape almost year round. Like even
yeah,
when
yeah,
people are deep in the off season over here, they're still in great condition. Like we had
yeah,
also MI40 and also Derek's gym, champs being like kind of destination gyms now.
yeah,
We get like everyone coming in to like train and maybe shoot some footage there or work with like Ben Pekulski for a minute, or he's one of the owners. And like what is it, 2 weeks ago, we had Josima there. Dude, that guy is huge right now.
Yeah.
There's no way he's ever doing
Great.
classic again. I'm looking at him and his legs are like that big, and I'm just like, dude, this guy's going to be a good open pro soon. Like, there's just no way he's ever making classic weight again. So that's just an
Wow.
example. Any given day, like right now, we have Patrick Moore is training at MI40. Um, I've
Is
got a
he
bunch
doing
of pro,
Tampa?
maybe.
Maybe. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we got to talk about. Yeah, and then like I've got three or four female pros that train out of MI40, and then I'm trying to think who else you guys might know. Um, did you ever meet my client Shauna last year?
Yeah, yeah. Did she do the figure?
She did figure, yeah. She got
Yeah,
fourth
yeah,
in Tampa. She hasn't been going lately because she's kind of doing some life changing, figuring life out right now
yeah.
to say it. But I'm trying to think who else we got. You know who Logan Guthrie is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
classic
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
LG the Future, yeah, he's one of
Mm.
my
Yeah, he's
guys,
got
and he's
big
there
legs.
every day. John Ballard, he's a classic pro. But yeah, so my point is that you're right. It's a great community. I go there I get there like 10:30. I train with my people, and then on my way out, I kind of say hi to everyone that's kind of coming in for that 1 o'clock workout time. And like I said, like you were saying, like even if you're not a bodybuilder or a pro or a coach, like people will come up and ask you, like, oh, how's your prep going? Or do you want me to take a look at you? These are just like we'll call them
Mm.
soccer dads, just regular old dads or
Yeah,
guys that are like going to the
yeah.
gym and they're like, hey, let me see that back shot again. Let's see if you look any better. So it definitely is a good community for sure.
Yeah,
It's
here.
scattered out a lot here. Pre-COVID, we really, like say here in the Gold Coast, you had World Gym Ashmore, and there was really nowhere else that had a bodybuilding community. So that was the zoo. That's where you wanted to
Yeah.
go see the freaks here. But then, sort of post-COVID, all these EMF gyms, heaps of gyms open up, and just people slowly scattered to whatever was closer to work or home, and it's just diluted so much. So even Gold Coast for Australia may have a lot here. They're like McDonald's. There's a gym on every corner, and just everyone goes to a different one.
Mm.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
very different. Yeah, it's a lot more scattered.
I remember when I
Yeah.
went to Toronto the first time I was in Pure Muscle, it was like a slap in the face because I was there for the pro. Used to be the biggest guy in the gym. All of a sudden, I got Nick Walker there, Quint Beastwood, Justin Shire, even Urs rocked up, Hassan, Regan Grimes. I was like, I'm like feeling this small.
Hmm.
That Mr.
Hmm.
Revolution in Portugal, when I was over
Mm.
there for that, same thing. Everyone's using Mr. Revolution, Mr.
Yep.
Revolution gym, and fucking hell, it's just nuts. You just see just
Yeah.
people, everyone just shredded to the
Yeah.
Hmm.
balls, just like little girls walking past you and it's just striated shoulders and just carrying their bag. What the fuck? It's so
Yeah.
cool when you're in an environment like that where there's just so many people just doing the same thing.
Andrew,
Yeah,
you
I think
see people leaving the off season. Nobody's lean here in the off season. Literally, everyone, most people won't even lean for stage here.
Yeah, I was
Everyone's just fat. Everyone's just
we
fat.
get we get six shredded
Well,
people at a show.
you guys have like an odd system to me because you got
Mm,
the season A and season B, right?
Yeah.
And I still don't understand like you need to go and do like a qualifier to do a regional show, and then you got to do the regional show to go to a pro
No,
qualifier.
you
Is
do
that right?
you do your state show, which is I guess your
Regional.
regional,
regional, yeah,
and
yeah.
that qualifies
Okay.
you for nationals.
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
got to win
I mean,
nationals overall.
in a way, I guess, does it kind of weed out the people that would be just like third call outs and they're just paying to be on stage in a sense, or do those people still show up anyway?
No, they still go to
Everyone shows
nationals.
up at the Nationals. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
nationals
can
are a
choose
pretty
to do it
decent
even if
show.
you don't place well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But
There's
like,
no, all you
our
have to do is
system.
just all you have to do is just stand on the stage at the regional, no matter where you place, and then you can
Okay.
go to nationals. Yeah, yeah,
I mean, here's the thing from a business
Money.
standpoint, of course, these promoters are like, yeah, come on
Yeah.
in. We'll
Yeah.
we'll take your
yeah.
$350 just to get on stage. But
You know
over
Tony
here,
Golding.
I've heard of
He
him. I
runs it
don't
all
know
here.
him.
He runs it all here, and every show he's like, compete often, compete as much as you can. Like compete as
Of
much
course
as
he
you
is.
can. Like
Yeah.
you don't
Yep.
need 2 years to grow. You can grow in 6 months.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
so like you guys probably seen over here, we have pro qualifiers that start, I guess if you consider the Arnold Classic where you can get a pro card, but then you have the USAs, the North Americans, the Olympia Amateur,
Mm.
the
Mm,
Nationals. Did I say North American? Like you've got like
yeah.
five
Yeah.
or six options of turning pro. So you can like plan your season in a way that works the best for you if you're trying to
Mm.
hit a pro qualifier versus being stuck with like these season A, season B things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What are
and
your top?
do
Who's your
all
top
of
three
those
as
ones
well?
give out? Yeah, do they do top two pro card or top three?
So it's this is the hard part. This is the annoying thing, right? So it's kind of based off the numbers. Like, let's start with nationals, which is December, the end of the year. In my opinion, and I think everyone over here would agree with me, that is the best quality show, like the best of the best show up there. Now they give top two in every class pro cards at nationals, but you got 40 something guys in a class half the time, right? So
Yeah,
but then you look at, say, the pro qualifier before that, the North Americans, where out of the 7 class winners in bodybuilding, only 4 guys walk away with the pro card. So it's always going to be like the super, the heavyweight, the light heavy,
Yeah,
and then probably the middle, unless like the lightweight or the welterweight is just out of this world, right? And then you
Yeah.
go to USA's where it's just the class winners get pro cards. So every show has like slightly different rule. Oh, even like
that's
Arnold
the
Amateur
elite.
and yeah, Arnold Amateur and Olympia Amateur, only one guy walks away with a pro card, which is similar to I think what you
Yeah,
guys have,
you
right?
only
Yeah, we
get
get
one.
whoever wins the overall here in
Yeah,
Australia, they get the
yeah.
pro card. So
and
No,
I
I
think
mean,
that
the super.
I think that's fair. Like
yeah, do you,
I don't see anything wrong with it.
I think it is for the size of our competitions.
Mm.
Mm.
Like, you're sort of, yeah, you're light heavy, heavy, whatever. Like, say your light heavy would be your biggest class, still might only just reach double digits, 10 to 12 competitors. So,
oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So by the time you get your 5 divisions in the overall, there's really sort of usually two guys that you're going, all right,
Yeah,
it's between
yeah.
these two fuckers. And whoever gets it, amazing. Whoever doesn't, usually next time you see them, the improvements they made is what tips them. So you can sort of
Mm.
see who's up and coming, who's doing well. And it's I've never seen anything here outlandish where no one someone's got it, didn't
Like
deserve it, or
Mm.
politics or that kind of
yeah,
stuff
no,
that people like
I
to
don't
say.
think so.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like
you
I've
don't
always
see
said
it.
to people too, like I I never if I lose close, oh, you nearly got it. You're like, well, then I don't want it because
Mm.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
good enough. What am I going to fucking do with a pro card? If you
yeah.
Mm.
Well,
if you won by 1 point, I would rather get another year as an amateur to try and put on another 4 kilo and come back better.
so that's actually another thing over here. We also have the Masters Nationals at the North Americans. We have Masters classes at the Universe. We have Masters classes, and like I got my pro card at Masters Nationals. Now I only started doing Masters classes because it was like John Meadows' dream. He wanted me to win the Universe, which is the show he won, and the show that Josh Wade won, and the show that Chris he had like a string of guys that every year won the overall in the heavies or supers and won the overall for the 35 Masters class. Now, me personally, like I never got in it for a pro card. Like I just want to keep getting better at bodybuilding. So
Mm.
I wish I did not get my pro card because then I could still be competitive and be going against like the best national guys. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
on the national circuit, it's like we're talking about like you win your pro card and it's like, well, I know there's nothing I'm going to be able to do with it. Like I'm already fucking 39, 40 years old. Like I've maxed out my physique at this point and my joints are hurting and I'm not going to get better at this point. So it's almost like let me still compete against the amateurs and have fun versus, try to get on a pro stage and get my ass whooped.
Yeah.
You're in exactly the same boat as me. I won my pro card at 44. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what
Yeah.
the
You know what I
fuck?
mean?
So I'm like, well,
Mm.
fuck it. I'll just do one straight away. So 6 months later, I went to Portugal and I just looked around and I'm like, if I'm close, I'll keep going. And when I
Yep.
stood there, I'm like, yeah, nah. I'm not going to keep pushing everything at 45, 46, 47 just to maybe get a 10th or better.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
fucking. I'm like, this was fun. I've had a good run. Bye bye, everyone.
Yeah. I mean, it ends forever for all of us someday. You know what I mean? Like you guys are in like your prime, so you guys are having fun with it. Like, have you guys watched that documentary on Rafa? The
Nah.
it's on
No, not
Netflix.
yet. Not yet.
So I don't know anything about tennis. I've never watched tennis in my life, but someone recommended it to me. And the one line that stuck out to me was because he'd won, I guess he's the winningest tennis player of all time. And they're like, Rafa, man, like you're just a winner, huh? And he's like, no, he's like, I'm a competitor. And like he was just so addicted to the competition of it. Like he
Mm.
wanted to win, obviously, but he loves the preparation, loves the competition. And when I heard that like really hit home to me because I'm like, that's what I love. Like the result's great. I want to try to win. I want to try to dominate. But like for me, I was my happiest in prep when I was suffering, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Like doing the daily, the hard stuff, just every day working towards a goal and taking those like lessons and applying them to like other aspects of life. To me, like that's the biggest thing I got from bodybuilding. And it is a little disheartening now that like I don't have those types of goals or I don't have those types of those constrictions on me like I did back then. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
How have you felt like post, I suppose, retirement, I guess?
Mm.
Like not
I
having
was
that,
just
like
going to ask the same question. Just
that,
Yeah, I mean,
reflect
that
on you
background,
and me and my
it's like
thoughts.
that background pressure that's always there in your head. Like,
you
how
know
have
what it
you like
is?
let that go?
So I didn't let it go. You transfer to something else, meaning
Yeah.
like for me now, it's like business. And so I mentioned my other training partner, Armando, who's a mentor to me in
Mm.
business and real estate in particular. This guy, he's got 60 doors, apartments all across, the town. And he started with nothing 5 or 6 years ago. I mean, he had money that he invested from his retirement fund. And he just turned into like basically a real estate mogul. And if you listen to our training sessions these days, you would think like, what is this, like a business networking group? All you guys are talking about
Yeah.
is business. You're not talking about
Yeah.
training. You're not talking about,
Yeah.
because in between every set, we're literally just talking about running numbers and, okay, what if we put a little money into this? Or what about this project? You see this building I found? What do you think about this one? So I
Yeah.
feel like I think I would be depressed if I didn't have something else that I was trying to push, like push the gamut on a good deal. And now it's like business, podcasting, taking on more clients, trying to get better as a coach. I think that's filling the competitive drive for me.
Yeah.
And I think, because like I said, I think if you don't have something, like, what are you going to do? Just go home and play video games?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
it's like what you're saying
I
before
know,
about the
like,
athlete's mental health and that. It's
yeah.
like you got to give yourself purpose, because if you don't give your life purpose, you get depressed.
Yeah.
yes.
I know in myself, I would be very depressed if I was just working a 9 to 5 and
Yeah.
not having anything else that I'm chasing or trying to
Yeah,
achieve. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think that's just the difference between like, I guess like leaders and followers. And I feel like there's a lot of leaders in bodybuilding because they have to have something that there's got to be a little carrot in front of them all the time of this is how I'm going to get from point A to point B. This is how I'm going to get better, right? Whereas, and this is no knock on, we'll say the general population, people that are happy just getting up, going to a 9 to 5, coming home every night, having a beer and eating a regular dinner and watching TV or whatever. Cool. If that
Mm.
makes you happy, that's awesome. But you're probably always just going to be going like this through life.
Mm.
Whereas I feel like a lot of us want to go like this and see what
Yeah.
else we can get out of it. What can I
Well,
do for building wealth? What can I do for improving my life and other people's lives that I care about? That kind of thing.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I
yeah,
love
Well,
the
the
bodybuilding
world
life.
needs those people too, right?
Yeah,
100%,
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
bodybuilding
100%.
We're fucked
lifestyle.
without those people as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We need-
Yeah,
oh,
we can't just keep training bodybuilders.
yeah, because
yeah.
I love the lifestyle, right? And because obviously coming from the basketball background, I'm like, how can I keep living like an athlete for the rest of my life? I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, well, I've got to be financial. I invested in real estate, shares, and then prep started last week. Last prep I did, and I'm like, okay, let's throw something else in the mix and start a business. So we opened up a day spa down like in an area down near us as well. And I'm always
Love
trying
it.
to find ways to get passive income to keep living how I want to live.
I'd love to hear it. Seriously.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, I
It's
think
awesome.
definitely.
they're the good bodybuilders because like it's not cheap bodybuilding, right? And it doesn't pay much.
Nah.
So it's like you got to find ways to pay for it.
Yeah. I mean, but the other thing is, when we're done all this stuff, like bodybuilding, coaching, and things slow down, you want to be able to enjoy your life,
Mm.
Yeah,
Like I'm not the kind of guy that just wants to like go play golf in the morning and then sit on a beach the rest of the day. Like I want to be able to travel the world, go to places like Australia where I've never
Yeah.
been, go to places like
Mm.
Japan, go to France, go and see all the things that that the earth has to offer us, And unfortunately that takes money and it takes a lot of it to do that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So setting yourself up to, I guess be successful, it starts yesterday, really.
Well, if you
mm.
ever come to Adelaide, Australia, you can stay at my house.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, come on down. Look, you touched on an
the
interesting subject before, Andrew. You were saying that like bodybuilding doesn't pay a lot. I'd love to get your insight then, because here in Australia, to get any sort of sponsorship that's of a dollar value is
Yeah,
Yeah.
virtually unheard of. So in the
really.
States, with all the athletes you've got that are obviously at pro level and everything, like how easy is it for people to get even just a small income, like maybe $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month from clothing or supplements or something to
Yeah.
at least make a minimal sort of income to keep going?
Yeah, I mean, well, unfortunately, $1,000 a month isn't gonna that covers like your
I
coach
know,
and
but here you
and
won't
like
get
Yeah,
anything near
but you
that.
know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
so I think there's obviously competing itself is almost like unless you're Derek, Andrew Jacked,
Mm,
and Nick, competing itself, Hottie is going to lose you money, really, when you
yeah.
think about it. The travel expenses, all the stuff that goes into it. So you got to make money on the outside, on the fringes, whether that's
Mm,
coaching, whether it's like you said, trying to work a supplement contract, a clothing contract, a peptide deal, whatever. So I would say if you are somebody and you don't even need to have a huge following. Like if you got
mm,
like 10,000 followers and you're an approachable person, I think you can easily make probably $2,000 between your affiliation with like a Gasp or a clothing company like that. Maybe you're making $300 a month off them, and maybe you're
mm,
associated with a peptide company. You're making five, six, $700 a month off them. Maybe a supplement deal. Maybe you got like a $500 a month stipend or a salary, and then your
yeah.
code sales bringing in like another 300. So you're making 800 there. So I would say it's fairly easy if you are aggressive and you're well spoken and you're willing
Mm,
to do what the company asks. Like half the time, these people get signed and they're like, "Hey, we just want you to make 2 posts a week and then
yeah.
write our product into your client plans." And they don't do that, and then they wonder why they get fired.
Yeah.
Um, but there's a big disparity. It's just like anything. There's a big disparity. Like the Knicks of the world, the Samsons, they're getting those 50,000 to $70,000 a month contracts, and then there's everyone else that's getting more like 1,000,
Mm.
two
Yeah.
thousand dollar a month contracts. Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem
That's
now is influencers are getting the bigger contracts, and you don't even need to compete. Like Sam Sulek,
Right.
Trend Twins, like they're the ones, like Alpha League, Young LA, all those brands now. There's like, oh, I can get paid more, not compete, and live a lifestyle that's not as strict as open bodybuilders. What do we have to post? We have to do the same shit every day. You want to see content?
Yeah.
Just watch the same video. Here's my chest session. Guess what? It's the same as the last has been for months. Whereas with the trend twins, there's like, oh, we go, no, I like chest, and they just do a random workout every time. So their life's exciting. We can't do exciting. Open bodybuilding is the
uh,
hardest to market because guess
Yeah.
what? It's routine.
Well, you know what though? It's funny because Kyle coaches the Trend Twins, right? Kyle,
Yeah,
my
Kyle.
partner,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what's it like coaching them? And he's like, dude, he's like, they're focused for like 3 days, and then their manager sends them on a friggin' photo shoot or a video shoot out in LA or out in California or something, and they're off plan for 5 days, and then they get back and they get reestablished for 3 days, and then they're off to Arnold or FIBO or something else. Which,
mm,
because I think what your point you made, Andrew, is so important. Is that to be good at bodybuilding, you do kind of have to be boring. You kind of got to be in the
mm,
same place at the same time.
yeah.
Kind of just you want boring and you want quiet. Whereas if you want to be an
yeah.
influencer, you got to have that outrageous, exciting lifestyle where you don't know what they're going to do next. You don't know where they're going to pop up next.
Yeah, you can't sit still if you want to be popular.
Yeah.
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 All we do is sit still and train, and all the food just goes in one bowl of slop. It's like, what are you eating a day? You're like, oh, you don't want me to post this. It's fucking
Yeah.
bowl of slop.
Do,
Yeah.
do
The
you
creamy rice bowls have become an art now with the toppings.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys I don't know about you, but so I've got two bowls in my house that I use, right? And it starts from the morning on. Like one bowl is for like sweet stuff, meaning like cream of rice, fruit. The other bowl is for my meat and rice. And I literally just like my wife does all my meals, but when I'm done with it, I bring it downstairs and she just fills it up for the next meal.
Yeah.
Don't even wash it or nothing. So we don't have to
I
go
eat
through
throughout the
like
whole
18
day.
different dishes for the day.
I
And
hate
I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
back in the day, my meals it used to be out of this big like this big mixing bowl, big metal mixing bowl, and everyone thought I
Yeah.
was eating out of a dog bowl back then. You know what I mean? So, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, my missus hates that. I'll leave my dishes from meal one and they'll go all the way to meal six. And then they go in the
Yeah, I
dishwasher
mean,
at the end of the night.
so just tell her to make your meals and put them all in one bowl, just over and over again throughout the day. So you
Yeah.
don't, you know what I mean? Like as long as like you're just going through one bowl, it doesn't piss her off.
Yeah.
I used to do that PTing was a salad bowl, like you said with the dog
Yes,
bowl. I just had a
Yeah.
salad
yes,
bowl and I'd put in 3 meals of mince, rice, veg, and I had one bowl and I've got to the end of my PT sessions to finish it. So in
yep.
between
Oh
gaps,
yeah.
I'd just eat it, eat it, eat it. I had like half a bottle of honey in there and shit.
So
Like,
were you a personal trainer too for a while?
yeah, for quite a while, from about 2010 to, oh, when did I go to Olympia? 2024. So
Yeah.
yeah, about 14 years.
Yeah. So then you
Yeah.
remember what it's like when you have clients like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10
Mm,
o'clock. There's none of this like sitting down for 20 minutes to get a meal. You're
no.
literally
Mm.
like running with your bowl, slamming as much, like you're almost eating every single hour throughout the day just to get those
Yeah.
meals in. It might be
You
three meals.
always you almost
Mm.
prayed
Yeah.
that your next client was 10 minutes late.
Always.
You go,
Always.
fuck it. You just get in, you come out, your cheeks are full like a chipmunk.
Half the time you're holding your dick trying to take a piss while and
Oh.
you're slamming food in your mouth and the other hand. You know what I mean? I,
I tell you
I was
what,
good.
PT taught me about eating good for my digestion because if I just was holding in farts the whole fucking time, oh man, it was killing me. Your guts are churning. It's just like,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
sweet potato doesn't work
Mm.
for me. I'm not doing sweet potato. I can't do
Nope. Nope.
it.
Been there. Absolutely.
Do you have any clients out here in Australia?
Yeah, I've got one, two, I think four now.
Oh, cool. Any of them doing the season C
Yeah.
coming up?
No, I've a lot of them. Actually, yeah. Um, yeah, Jamie's coming over here to do the Mexico show, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and then I got a couple other people in the off season. So
Yeah,
that's why I'm kind of like learning about season A, season B, you know.
Mm.
And I've had some Gen Pop people in from Australia over the years too. I think maybe from they saw me on one of the podcasts or something like that. Because it is funny, like when
yeah,
you get an inquiry from someone as far away as like Australia, you're like, how'd you learn about me? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because you got coaches over there that you heard from, you
yeah.
know?
Well, I've been watching you on the podcast for years, man. Like you've been on Scott McNally's podcast for how long
Yeah.
now? Yeah,
Dude, I joined that one in 2018 or 19. So it's
yeah,
been like 6 or 7 years now. Yeah.
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 I've been watching that one for a long time.
Yeah. Blood, sweat, and gear. Um,
Yeah, I pay patronage fees to Scott because he does so much work.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's awesome. Dude, honestly, like no one cares like Scott does. He really, like he dove into this stuff, I think 10 years ago and was like, I want to make a living out of providing bodybuilding content, entertainment, education, current event news, that kind of stuff. And honestly, I think he's done a great job between the 4 or 5 shows that he has,
Mm.
in the
Mm.
rotation for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you coaching Alex Connors out here too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of, with the season going on, he's kind of taking a little bit of a break. We haven't really talked in about a month.
Yeah.
And like when he got sick, did you guys see
Yeah,
that?
that was bad. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I called him. I did a FaceTime with him when he was in the hospital, and I thought he was dead. I thought he was dying, man. Like he was,
Mm.
and he was all doped up, obviously on meds and stuff. But you could see, like when he had texted me that he had lost like 30 pounds or 40 pounds. I'm like, I got to see this. And I'm looking at him. He looked like a frail guy in the hospital bed. And then it was only like a month later. He was, he got rehydrated, revolumized a little bit. But yeah, man, Alex is great, dude. I fucking love that guy.
Mm.
We'll just get on the WhatsApp, what do you call it, FaceTime or whatever, and we'll just like shoot the shit for like 30 minutes. And like, oh, maybe we should talk about your coaching for a minute. Maybe we should talk about your plan for a second. We just shoot the
Yeah.
shit about whatever.
Mm.
Because he wants to go open now, doesn't he? Does he think
That was
about
the
open?
That was the plan. We were kind of playing with that.
Mm. I like it. I like that plan for him.
Well, I think it's a good plan, but the problem is, and you guys know, as you get busier with your coaching, the
Mm.
priority goes on the athletes because that pays your bills, right?
Yeah.
So, like the season A or season B would come up and he'd be gone for like multiple weekends in a row. And, when you're at these shows, a lot of the times, if you're not in prep, you're missing some meals because someone needs to see you or you need to see your athlete, going to their hotel room, whatever it might be. And it just kind of throws you off your plan. So 3, 4 weeks of that in a row kind of puts you in a rut for a little while because we had him gaining, and then obviously getting sick, and then just a couple other things popping up. He gets back, and then he's got another season to do for coaching for his competitive athletes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, he's going to reach back out at some point. We're going to get started up again soon. We'll see where that's going. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like I got back from my regional or my national shows straight away and start doing client updates.
yeah,
It's
oh
like
yeah,
I
Yeah.
got work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, dude. I
That's
remember.
one thing I wanted to ask you about is in America, I don't know if it's the same as here, but we got a lot of shitty online coaches that give a bad name to online coaching. And like the
Yeah.
money they charge and the replies like the client will check in 4 days later, they get back to them where it's they're in prep and they're 12 weeks out and they're still on macro plans, and it's like they're paying like $200 a week, and like, and then we get macros. And I'm
I know.
thinking,
Dude,
Yeah,
what's it like in America? Is there very heaps of those shitty coaches as well?
it's exactly the same, dude. This industry, it's so unique because like in no other industry, like say baseball or soccer, does someone do one match and or
yeah,
one season and all of a sudden start calling themselves a coach, right? In bodybuilding, you do one bodybuilding show and the change in the bio,
Mm.
yeah,
coaching, taking clients, got 5 spots open. And to me, it's like there's no one wants to be a mentor or a mentee and really learn and really dive in anymore and put years under their belt before they're even ready to start taking money. Because it's really easy to find someone to give you some money. You know,
Yeah.
like you might
yeah,
know a little bit more than that guy. He's going to pay you some money. But yeah, no, it's just as watered down over here, probably more, honestly. And it's funny, dude, because like I'll see some of these kids who have 3 clients and they've never gotten anyone's pro card. They've never even brought people to national shows, no pro clients, and they're charging like almost double what I charge. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like
yeah.
it is kind of crazy. But honestly, that's why I just created a website which just went live last week
Yeah,
called
I posted on my
ratemycoach.biz.
stories.
Oh,
Oh
thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called ratemycoach.biz. And honestly, primarily I started it because I was kind of getting tired from hearing from females telling me about this coach was asking me to send nudes, or this coach is like, sending me D
fuck.
pics. Yeah, man, it's a big thing, dude. It's a some big name coaches too, by the way. And
Oh, wild.
or even hearing about like, hey Andrew, I paid this last guy, $4,000 for the year. And then I reached out like a week later for my plan and he blocked me and ghosted me and stole my money. And I'm like, dude, talk about it. Like, tell people about that.
Mm.
People should know that before they get involved with these people. So I wanted this to
Yeah,
be a place where people can learn about good coaches, people, because I have like metrics like what is their response time? How is their communication? Are they using email, text message, WhatsApp? Because some people might prefer something a little different.
Mm.
Is their knowledge base pretty high? What is their like attention to detail? Like all these different factors that I think go into what we would consider a good coach. So
yeah,
it's taken off. I think in one week we got 150 reviews. Have 2 bad reviews on there, so that's the dirt is starting to come in. Not that I'm like
good.
encouraging people. The other thing that was important to me was to make sure you could verify that like there wasn't just some rival coach making up fake
Yeah,
Oh
profiles.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
you got to submit to me proof that you worked with that coach, like some documentation going back and forth, or an invoice for a paid statement, or that show that you paid the
yeah.
coach this money. So yeah,
Look,
Yeah, so
that's
you
it.
hear a lot of
There's,
stories about like coaches just
yeah,
disappearing on peak week and stuff, you know?
yeah,
dude,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that happens over here too. Like there's so many
Yeah.
times where you hear like, hey, like my coach literally forgot about my show. Like, or they sent me a plan on Monday and they said check in on Wednesday, and I checked in and I haven't heard from them and it's Friday night. Like, what do you think I should do? And it's
Mm.
like, do you want some help? Like I can try to like put the pieces of the puzzle together, but like I don't know. Like I don't know how your body operates. Let's try.
Yeah, that blows my mind because like if that coach has been a competitor before, you know how important that week is to you.
Mm.
And
It's
100%.
like the most important week
like
of the whole show, the whole thing.
yeah. And like, just your own emotions are all over the place. And like, you just want to know that your coach has got your back. So like, I don't know how you
Yeah,
would just blatantly disregard that person. It's crazy.
it's
Yeah, it's a complete lack of respect.
Mm.
also like I don't know. Maybe you've had trouble with this, or maybe a good thing about this site is people will come out. But I literally did a post. What did I do? The post about posing coaches about a week ago.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that as well.
dude.
Yeah, and I'm just like, fuck. One of them's $850 for 3 30-minute sessions.
What?
Guys done 2 shows in history, competed twice. So I started, but the amount I got 60, 70, 80 messages, but literally only like 5 of them told me who the posing coach was. The rest were too scared. They're like, oh, I don't want to say their name because and I'm like, what are you scared of them for? They're fucking
That
influencers. They're not going to do
that's a
anything.
great
Like
that's a great point, is that I
they won't
think
say
people see
who.
themselves as like, well, I'm just a little person. I'm just like, part
Yeah,
of the crowd. And they're so afraid to give their lived experience that whether, with a bad coach. And I mean, shit, I got an Australian guy because he was working with Patrick Tour. Patrick Tour, the day of the show, or the morning of the show, gave him like 200 grams of oatmeal. The guy had never eaten oatmeal all prep. And he's like, wait, did you write this correctly? You want me to just eat 200 grams of oatmeal? That's going to bloat the shit out of my stomach.
Yeah.
Either eat it or don't. That's the response. And then later on in 2 hours, eat another 100 grams of oatmeal. And he's like, what? Like, I paid all this money. We did all this prep. I got in a great condition just for you to tell me to eat oatmeal, a food I've never had during prep. Like, that just blew
Mm,
my mind.
Man,
Doesn't
that's
sound
that
like Patrick
that's
Toy.
yeah, that doesn't even sound like Patrick Tor,
mm,
like, or what you would expect to hear from
Yeah.
like from Patrick.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
man.
yeah.
He
I
obviously
think
does
what,
great work with a lot of people, but it's like, and this guy's
Mm,
good. Like, he got second place in that show and he got second place the year before. So it wasn't like
mm,
he's just some nobody and he's just giving him some shitty
mm,
response. Like, this
yeah,
guy could win the whole show. You know what I mean? And win his pro card today.
yeah, far out.
I think as well, some people think that just because they're like big name coaches that they're going to be better for them. It's not the
Yeah.
case
Yeah.
unless you're a pro, like competing for top five in the Olympia. Those they don't give you the time of day. Like you're better off getting a coach more local to you that's
mm,
on your level that cares about you. Because if they're them bringing you up also helps their coaching.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
I would
mm,
rather take a hardworking guy that's not this instant talent and work with him for 5 years and develop a relationship and every step of the way we rise together. To me, that's way more fun, way more important. And guess
Mm,
what? When they get their pro card or they get to that pro stage, that really means something at that
Mm.
point. You know what I mean?
mm,
It's
yeah,
like it's an emotional thing versus just like another like checkbox of like, oh, athlete on stage,
yeah.
good, we're done, you
Mm.
know?
yeah.
Um,
With the rate my coach, is there a way that the coach can either like the coach actually, let's say some the bad review
yeah.
about the coach, can they like respond to it or give their side of
So
the story? Because like
so
you'll hear in the gym, you'll hear like someone will come to
Yeah.
me and they'll go, oh, my coach has got me on 800 calories, or I'm like, well, I don't know, what do you want me to
That's what you
say?
need. Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
that's what you need. Maybe that's what you need, But in their
Yep.
mind, oh, my coach is running me into the ground, or like something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
So that is a feature that we're trying to figure out how to do properly. But as it stands
yeah,
right now, they can like message me and give me their side of the thing. Like, for instance, if someone's like, my coach ghosted me Thursday, Friday, Saturday before the show, and leaves that review, and then that said coach sends me screenshots of like WhatsApp messages of like,
Yeah.
nah, man, I
Yeah.
was messaging, like they just weren't following, or they like I messaged them. I did my job. It'd be like that review's getting taken down. Fuck that.
Yeah.
okay,
But
yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
we're thinking about maybe opening up kind of like how you can open up like a rebuttal thing on or even like a Reddit thread type thing within that review so that the coach can respond if they want to. But it's one of those things where like I don't know if we're ever going to be 100% accurate because
Yeah.
some of these things are going to fall through the cracks a little bit or
yeah,
someone's going to feel slighted one way or the other. And plus, with the relationships, there's always like two sides of the story.
yeah,
There's three truths. There's their truth, his truth, and then like what the truth is. And
yeah,
but I think really why I created it was for these egregious things of literally someone ghosting someone, stealing someone's money,
Mm,
or
yeah.
some of these male coaches preying on female athletes and not treating them with the respect that they would of a male counterpart, or even just if someone wants to say, hey, like, because, a lot of coaches will say, like, oh, I never have someone do this, be like, well, he had me do that. Like, he had me on 200 mgs of tren a day, or he had me
mm,
using 150 mics of T3 for 6 weeks. Like, one of those types of situations where people can actually maybe keep the coaches in line a little bit with their claims online.
Mm.
Because everyone likes to portray themselves as like this super healthy coach, and my clients
Oh,
don't have to do a lot of cardio, and we keep the food so high, and you get in shape. And it's like, first off, don't even say that because it's not true. Like I
I can
got I
name a
got beat up.
few.
What's that?
I can name a few straight off the top of the bat. All female specific coaches too, mind you. They're
Well,
all going,
here's the thing.
don't do, but there's 100 girls going, he fucking did that to me.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing is like my thing with coaching and talking about it is being completely honest, right? And because I don't want anyone to ever be like, well, actually, you're a liar. You had me do this.
Yeah.
So I just get it all out there. Like last week, I kind of got beat up because I was talking about how I have a particular female client who is tough as nails. And right now, we got her calories about like 680 per day because she's in a really hard push to get in stage. She's pro bikini, right?
Mhm.
And then next thing I know, it's this big Reddit thread all on Reddit, and people like, you should never have to go that low. You should never do that. But then I look at some of the other reviews for like, are you guys familiar with like James Atlas from Team
Yeah.
Atlas, or
yeah,
like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Shane Hewley? You guys know Shane?
Yeah.
No, I
No,
haven't
So
heard of him. No.
no, that him,
okay,
no.
so these are coaches that over here, every pro qualifier, they're getting at least one or two pro cards. Okay. So they're putting out talent. And all the reviews for them are like, yep, he had me on really low calories and he pushed my ass. To me, they did what it took. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, not everyone can have these kinds of diets where, you're walking in and as a female, you're eating 1,400 calories, and as a guy, you're eating 3,500 calories the whole way into prep. There's some times where you got to push. And
yeah,
my thing is like, I'm going to be honest about that and be like, no, I'm not one of these. I'm not going to sell you something that I can't like, honestly deliver. Sometimes we have
Mm.
to push really hard for stretches. That's not my desire. But if you tell me you want to get in shape and you want to get on stage looking your best, I'm going to do whatever it takes to do that, minus using certain drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 Same. I probably 2020. When did we go, Cam? 2022?
Yeah. 22. Yeah.
Yeah, that prep I had about a 4 week stretch where I was down to like 900 calories on my low days. And
Thank you.
people that, and I've just put it out there. I was even jumped on one of the podcasts with fucking who, I can't remember who, but and I said that and saying the whole criticism like you should, you shouldn't, you shouldn't. And me and do you know Logan Robson here in Australia? Have you heard of him?
I don't think so. I probably
But
seen him. I probably seen him.
we've worked together for quite a few years, and we said the same thing. We're like, there's no number. It's whatever it takes.
Mm.
I'd
Yeah.
Yes.
never had my glutes in before that. Would never
Hmm.
all this stuff. And I got to a certain point, and we kept going until the body broke through that point, and it wound up. I was just living on prawns or shrimp and green beans. That was it.
So, and let me ask you, at the end of that experience, right? Were you like, oh, it wasn't worth it?
No, yeah, exactly. That was the best I'd
You were
ever
like,
been
fuck,
to that point.
that's what it
I,
took for me to
Mm.
get to that kind of condition to see my
exactly.
glutes have fucking paper thin skin. Now
Yeah.
I understand that's what it takes for me. You know what I
I got
mean?
it. And I've never had
Yeah.
to do it again, like 2023, 2024. Obviously, I built more muscle, but my body had been to a point once before where it wasn't a novel experience where the
Easy.
body might put up a fight along the way. It's
Hmm.
been there now. So every year after that, the condition got better and better and better, and I never had to go that low again. I never,
Mm.
you know. But it's what it. We're not in. This is a different sport. Well, every sport, if you want to win, it's whatever it takes. A
Yeah.
fucking 100-meter sprinter will blow his hamstring out on the line if it means fucking winning. You know,
Oh,
it's whatever it
100%.
takes.
I mean, for me, there's only a couple things I won't use with people, like DNPs being one of them.
Mm,
Um, That's probably it, really. Like, I just don't like in like high diuretics. I don't ever want someone to die, you know what I mean, or
Yeah.
be put in the hospital. But like in terms of like work ethic, like I'm gonna push you to the limit to get
mm,
what we can out of that. And some people, they're blessed where they can, like I said, 30 minutes of cardio at peak, and they're still eating 3,000, 3,500 calories a day. That's some people. That's not everybody, you know.
mm.
Some people really got to put, like you said, 900 calories. I'm sure some of these guys that like are watching the show, they're like, "Oh, I would never do that." It's like, well, maybe you don't
I
need
didn't
to,
think
but
I would till
also,
I did either.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Until you found out that that's what it took for you at that
Yeah,
time, you know.
that's right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Did anyone get many questions as well? The main question I got was uh, just quickly, we'll touch on it. T3 on a refeed day. Would you implement T3 on a refeed day?
yeah. Actually, because some people will talk about this a little bit, because I've said on podcasts before that quite often on refeeds I'll double the T3 dose.
Mhm.
I'll double, like if they're already on like say 25 mics, I'll push it to 50 for that day. And I'm not the one that came up with that. That was it actually. So John gave me a refeed, and I told him, I was like, oh shit, dude, I accidentally took double the T3 somehow. Like I don't even know how I did it, but I took double. He's like, all right, we'll still do the refeed, blah blah blah. And I dropped like a massive amount of weight to the point where he's like, oh, let's do another refeed the next day. And then the next time it came time to do a refeed, he's like, let's do that double T3 again. Let's see how that goes.
Mm.
And then we started instituting it. So it's not something that I do on day one, but if like let's say we're doing refeeds and we're doing something and it's not eliciting the change, like by the end of the next week or the next diet period or whatever we want to call it, they're kind of stuck at that same weight and they're not really moving.
Mm.
Let's double the T3 for this refeed and let's see how it goes. So I do think it's a tool you can use to really, really drive the metabolism into overdrive, and then you bring the dose back to normal dosing.
Yeah.
I've
Mm.
never heard of that, of
Yeah.
going up on the high
I
days.
have. Yeah.
Most
Yeah,
people have
wow,
it,
there you
man. Most
go.
people
No,
have
I
it.
haven't.
More food
Mm.
than
Yeah.
T3. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
leave it the same because I like a consistent output due to that factor. I've never considered going up. That's so interesting.
One of
Yeah.
my favorite things to do is utilize that method with like, refeed, maybe a 1 or 2 day refeed. And then
Mm,
I'll pull the calories even more for like the 4 or 5 days after that.
Yeah,
And I just see accelerated fat loss in
yeah.
that next 4 day
mm,
period because your metabolism is just humming at that point,
I've
and
done
it's
that
very
before with
easy.
clients. You're like, oh, we're gonna do a
mm.
food
Yeah.
drop, but before the food drop, we're gonna do high days. No, once that doesn't make sense, I might trust me.
But you know what the thing is too, and you got to tell them like, listen, this is the hungriest you're going to be all prep, right?
Yeah,
Because your metabolism's humming, and like you're like, and I'm pulling your food, and you're doing a lot of protein and veggie meals for a few of these. This is when you're going to be the most hungry. Stick it out with me because we're going to get you in shape 3 4 weeks early, and you're going to love it on the back end when you're not starving going into the show, and we're going up on the calories.
Mm.
And I mean, you know how it is though. If you're peeled, like, Cam, I've seen you fucking peeled multiple times. Like even when, Dean was feeding you a good amount of food, you're still starving all day, like
Oh
it's
yeah,
Yeah,
no.
it,
yeah.
when
Yeah.
you're in that kind of condition, like you're just starving all day,
especially
That's
with
one
high
thing.
days, normally the protein goes down, so you're just as hungry anyway. Because the
just as
carbs
hungry.
just run through you like that. You want to go
Hmm.
back to your like when KM was giving me high days on practice peak week. I'm like, man, can I go back to my low days? I was more full on the low days to the higher protein
Yeah.
fats. Yeah,
That's two
It's
things
really,
I was going to say there, actually,
Mm.
is when you go super low with these clients, it's really the first 24 hours that the
yes.
appetite is just fucked. And then you seem to
Hmm.
settle into the groove, and it's okay for the second, third, fourth, fifth day in a row of being crazy low. You seem to, I don't know, the body adjusts.
Mm.
Well, so Ron, when you were doing those 900 calorie stretches, right? Like eventually you're almost to the point where you're like, I don't want to refeed because I know that it's going to drive my hunger up for the next 2 days. And then I'm not going to be able to sleep the next night
Yeah.
because I'm just thinking about food, right? It's
Mm,
almost
Yeah.
like I can keep suffering. Like, let me just keep suffering. If I'm losing a little bit, let me just keep this going on. You know what I
mm,
mean?
Mm.
yeah.
Mm.
did you get any questions from the repos?
No, I
No,
didn't
I didn't get
know.
any question. No.
No one
Another
knows
thing I
who I
would
am
say
over there,
was
probably.
with your coaching right now, what's a popular belief in coaching that you think is flat out wrong at the moment?
Oof, a popular belief that you absolutely need 6 peptides for every prep.
No.
I mean, we talked about this a little bit before we started recording, but like
Mm.
honestly, like and I'm coming from a place of I've been doing this for multi decades as a bodybuilder and as a coach myself. And it's like, guess what? Guys were getting into shape even before, any
Yeah,
of these peptides ever hit the scene. And it's like, I think we talked about this earlier too. Trying to use the least amount of things and putting the least amount of things in your body, especially when you don't know the long-term effects of them. And
Yeah.
especially like combining certain peptides. Like some of these things, when I think about it, it just kind of it scares me a little bit. Um, but I think, getting away from doing the basics, I think that's like the basics still work, and it might mean you have to work a little bit harder, which to me is like that's fine. Like hard work was never a problem for me, and I hope it's not a problem for my clients. I try to instill that. But yeah, sometimes there's not an easier way. Just do the hard stuff.
And then another thing I wanted to ask you was with Sarah winning a show and then getting fourth in Toronto, do you think they're going to start shaping women's physique differently? Like in because the line's blurring at the moment between WPD and bodybuilding. Like what is bodybuilding, what's physique? Do you think they should be putting a cap, like treating it as in men's classic physique?
I mean, that would be probably the next thing that they have to do because she's making an announcement today or tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I just saw it on my phone. It's going, there's some kind of announcement because like, she's going to come on the podcast. I've been talking to her. She's going to come now that she's finished her prep. She's going to come on the podcast as well.
Do you think her announcement's going to be that she's moving to women's bodybuilding
I think so because I think she obviously that's a pretty dramatic drop first to fourth. She's going to have to
when
do the
she's
Olympic.
peeled?
Yeah, I know, but
She's
she'll have to do the Olympic now under physique.
so you know what this tells me though is that there's no like here's what I think. All the judges, at least in each region, need to get together at the beginning of a season and figure out what the actual criteria is
Yeah,
for that season.
mm,
Because how can the judges down in Shreveport in Louisiana, where she won that show, have a vastly different opinion of where her physique is in Toronto in only what a 2 week period of time? Like she didn't
yeah,
get worse. If anything, she probably got a little bit
better.
better.
Yeah,
Um, so I mean, with that being said, like I think she's the best, whether she wants to do women's physique or bodybuilding, I think she's the best physique on stage.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
She's
yeah,
So
probably
it's
it's
the
like,
top there right
ridiculous.
now. Yeah,
yeah, like how do you
It's
not
fucking
reward that?
wild.
yeah, it's
You know?
crazy, man. But
But
one
then
thing
you can
women
also
are getting,
argue,
women are starting to fucking raise the bar and starting, putting men to shame.
Conditioning's getting sick.
Man, I tell you, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to stand next to that girl from
Yeah,
that one I
yeah,
just
in
won.
UK. the
I wouldn't
British
want to
girl,
stand next to her.
dude.
Fuck no.
How about
I've been inside out, but she made me
Yeah.
look fat, bro.
how about the girl that won was it New York or is she the European one?
Oh,
She didn't
oh
win
Yeah,
New
yeah,
yeah,
York.
the
Yeah, that's
European
her.
one, bro.
Yeah,
oh
that's her.
Dude, her glutes are like,
yeah.
the
Fucking
hell is that, man?
Yeah.
just a
I
dead
never had that.
triangle.
Like,
Mm.
And her
it's
shoulder, it
crazy.
looks like her shoulder is like a hard drawn point down
Yeah,
here.
Yeah.
some of these
Fucking
girls are
sick.
Like
Sick.
giving the guys a run, like
yeah.
to
Oh,
condition.
bro.
My
Yeah.
missus is what 5'3", and she's 80 kilos in the off season. Yeah,
What
she's
and what did she compete in?
done women's physique.
She does women's physique
Yeah,
too. Wow.
she's walking
So
around in the gym, just she's like bigger than the average gym guy here. She's just walking around like this, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
are you sitting next to her sometimes? Like, oh shit, I
Yeah,
gotta
that's
step my
why I can
game
get
up
bigger
here.
because I can't look smaller than her.
Yeah, man, it was sick. At the meet and greet at the Olympia, I met a few of these girls, and I didn't know some of them didn't even know English, and I got a few
Yep.
photos with them, and you just go like, "What the fuck, man?"
Well,
Like,
have
fucking
you ever
just,
seen a picture of like Hidetada Yamagishi and Iris Kyle?
oh yeah,
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 yeah, yeah.
That's a little scary, man. Like,
yeah,
no
she's
offense to
big,
anybody, but damn, dude, she is
yeah,
Yeah.
jacked and
she's
still
big,
jacked. Yeah,
yeah,
she's
still
big.
to this day,
Mm.
the
yeah.
Yep.
last thing I want
Yeah.
to touch on before we end it because we all got to go, we're all busy. But you were talking on the last podcast about I think it was with Kyle mainly said it using less gear as your career progresses. I've found that the more my training and nutrition is and the leaner I stay now, the less gear I need. Like over my career, because obviously back in the day you had the bro science, you nothing more, nothing less than 2 mil test. You got to run at least half a mil of training every other day and all that stuff. But
Yep.
now it's like sub 1 gram, and I'm in a lean game phase with Cam. It's like the least I've ever run. Like this would be like a cruise for me back in the day, and now I'm growing the
hmm
best on it.
So
That's
I
it.
think I look at it as like, if you can imagine you're like a DJ, right? And the DJs have all those boards with like the
Mm,
little dials and I feel like that's what we do as prep coaches. Like we're turning this up, we're turning down. So as an athlete though, you've honed in on those training levers, the nutrition levers, digestion, sleep, recovery, all those levers that are so crucial, important, so that you don't need to make up for that stuff that you were missing maybe in the past with more drugs, right? And I think on top of that, understanding, how old are you?
39.
39. So you're not a kid anymore.
Mm,
You understand that you want to have a life after bodybuilding. So all
Mm.
of a sudden you're like, well, wait a minute. Like, what are the long-term effects of me doing 2 grams of gear,
yeah.
for most of the year? And you start to think, well, wait a minute, maybe I can do 1,500. Maybe I
Mm,
can do 1,300. Maybe I can do 1,000 and still get the same output for my body because I've honed
Mm.
in on these other variables so much. And I think that's kind of the age we're in with a lot of people, is figuring out how do we get more with less by focusing on all these other important variables that maybe
Mm.
coaches in years past just didn't really pay attention to.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah,
yeah,
we do
Andrew's
that.
also you've matured a lot as an athlete,
Yeah.
as we've been working together. So
Yes.
some of
well,
the
and
decisions will
I'll vouch for that. I've seen you backstage, Andrew.
Yeah.
Fucking jar of Vegemite and fucking just slamming shit in. I'm like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Back in the
yeah,
day.
Since then you've
Yeah.
flipped 180. Like you're an animal now compared to then.
Yeah. Now, like I just
mm,
had what fuck all meal. I've had no cheat meal either. I don't do any cheat meals anymore.
Mm.
I just
so
had a
isn't that
couple
funny
chips.
as you do this longer and longer, and you get better and better, you don't want to do anything that's going to disrupt your digestion.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
you get to that point where in the off season, coach is giving you a free meal, but you're like, I kind of just want to stay on my regular meal. Is that okay? I mean, I
yeah,
was like that for the last 3 years of my competition career. I don't. My wife competes a lot too. She's a bikini pro, so she was competing a lot during that period. But I remember I would only do free meals with her after a show.
Yeah.
And other than that, it was like we'd go through 3 months without anything off plan,
Well,
maybe longer,
you're married, so
mm,
you're probably like me, where I'd just rather an actual home cooked meal that I can manage the macros and
Yep,
like
Yeah.
exactly.
cook. There's something I don't have often. Like if I never have grilled barramundi or grilled salmon, maybe I have grilled salmon with crispy skin and some baked sweet potato. I'd rather cook that
hmm
with the missus than go out and eat.
Well, I mean, the other thing is too, like when you're younger, you go out and you crush food, you go to the all you can eat sushi, or you do like, as many burgers as you could fit in. But then like you wake up the next day and you're like, I don't even want to eat breakfast. and I don't want to even eat meal two, and I don't want to do my
Mm,
cardio, and I don't want to go to the gym because your digestion's fucked. You're like, wait a minute, I'm losing like a half day every week because of what I'm doing on Friday or Saturday night. And once you start
mm,
to realize that like you're gonna that little half day actually makes a difference in your progress, that I think that's when people really, really start to make progress is when they're maximizing the 24 hours a day, 7 days a week kind of thing in terms of their bodybuilding goals, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like in this past year, since going like off stage in USA, I could count on one hand how many times I've been able to eat.
Yeah. Yeah. And you probably find too,
Mm.
the places you go, it's like super clean now, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
go out for
like for
steak.
us,
Go out for
yeah,
Mm.
steak.
Yeah,
That's,
Yeah.
steak and
that's
chips.
yeah.
yeah,
Steak and
Steak and
chips.
sushi.
Yeah.
yeah, steak
We've
and
gotten
fucking
into
oysters. I'm good.
we've gotten into if we go out, which is very rarely, but before my wife started her prep, we were doing these like tastings at like these nice like Michelin restaurants
Oh,
where you sit down and the course is all planned for you. There's 13 courses,
yeah.
but each course is literally one bite.
Mm.
And it's all
Yeah.
like the freshest, most like there's shit that's probably
Mm,
gotten flown in from Australia that was on this menu. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I know there was fish coming from Japan. It's like you leave the meal and you're like, I could definitely eat a full another meal right now, but I'm not going to because like I'm very satisfied because the quality was just so
Mm.
good. So you look
Yeah.
for quality over quantity at that
Mm.
point.
Mm.
That's what you do. Pay the money. You go to a nice restaurant. They don't use sauce. They blend fruits and vegetables and make
Yes.
purees into
Yeah.
sauce and that. So you're actually, I don't care what you order. If you pay for it, it's all still just food. They've just
Yes.
blended different ingredients to make a sauce for whatever this is. Like that's what I say to people. I'm like, look, if you just buy your groceries, yeah, your grocery bill is more expensive, but without ordering Uber Eats 2 or 3 times a week, that saved money. Yeah, go out once a month and fucking spend.
Oh,
Go where you want to go and get fucking good
yeah.
food.
I've
It's
never
worth
had
it.
food delivered to my house
Mm.
in my whole life.
Me neither. I don't even have the
Oh,
Uber
I
Eats
have.
app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never.
Have you?
Oh,
Nah, I've
fuck
never
yeah.
done any of that Instacart or Uber Eats or whatever the other ones are. The other thing too that brings up a good point is like these diets that we write or that you're eating, they don't need to just literally be fish and rice or chicken and rice. Like
No.
you can put great combination of vegetables, spices.
Mm.
Like you can really make your meals taste restaurant quality if you just apply a little bit of discipline and a little bit of effort to it. And that's a
Mm.
big thing I encourage, is because yeah, our sport's hard. It does suck eating the same things every day for years on end, but there's so much room we have to make our meals taste better, and you're going to get more nutrients out of it. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
That's
why
Yeah.
not
one
kill
thing
two
I
birds with
hate
one
when you
stone?
see the pros and they post their full day of eating and there's no vegetables and fruit. I'm like, that's bad.
I
Such a
know,
bad influence. I'm like,
I
stop
know.
showing those things. Like we big in Australia now. Well, me and nutrition good coaches like Dean. It's like there's a minimum serving every day of vegetables and fruits. It has to be
Yeah,
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Obviously,
yep,
there's times of digging near a prep, but as long as you can, vegetables and fruits are
yep.
huge in my diets.
I try to put
Mm.
fruits in every single person's meal on every
Yeah.
meal in the off
Yeah.
season, and then I try to keep it in for 3 meals during preps usually. So I
Yeah.
mean, it doesn't always work out that way when you ask her like, "Hey, would you rather have 200 grams of fruit or would you rather have some rice?" And they're like, I think I'd rather have the rice right now." Okay, no problem. We'll work some fruit in on your refeed or something because I do want to keep those nutrients going in.
Do you
Yeah.
prefer the
Yeah.
calories getting low when all you get is strawberries left because they're the lowest calorie fruit?
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
oh, I'm in the thick of it now. All I've got strawberries left.
uh-huh,
Yeah.
100%, 100% for sure.
That was
Is
my
there
prep
anything anyone
snack.
wants to say before we wrap up?
I'm sorry.
Is there anything anyone wants to say before we wrap up?
Give us a final message.
No,
Go on.
man.
Yeah, go
Oh
you finish
God,
your final
Yeah.
message.
the final message
I'm gonna go
is.
train soon. Rev me up.
Yeah,
You gotta go. Oh yeah, I
yeah,
forget
me
it's
too.
morning
I'm
for you
going. I'm
guys
going
right
to
now.
train as well.
So we'll see. I'm at the end of my day right now, so I'm like, but no, I mean, it's great to talk to you guys. It's great to talk to like-minded people, especially connecting with guys on the other side of the world. I feel like we're a big community, but we're really a small community, and it's really cool to connect with people that have the same like-minded vision, have the same like-minded, stressors that I go through as well, and as well as people here in the States as coaches and athletes. And yeah, it's just fun to shoot the shit with other people, especially when you guys are cool. So, and you guys are definitely cool.
Beautiful. And where can people contact you
Oh,
for coaching?
They can reach out to me on my website, bodyberry.com, or my Instagram at Barry Swole. Be great if people listening would like to follow my podcast,
Yeah,
Unracked Podcast on
unwrapped.
YouTube. And if you want to leave a review on a coach, good or bad, rate my coach.biz. I'm hoping it's developing into the number one resource for people to eventually figure out where the good coaching is, you know?
I'm going to share that on my stories too. So hopefully some Aussie people can follow you and start rating Aussie coaches here because I reckon it'd be a fucking great tool.
I'd appreciate that, man, for sure.
Yeah, great
Absolutely.
tool.
I'll put some
Absolutely.
promotion for the Unwrapped podcast on the edit as well. So at the start, be like, yeah, follow Unwrapped as well.
Okay, cool.
So
Awesome.
I'm like, I've stopped going to the full ed type ones. Like I want more educational ones. Like you actually talk and stuff. Whereas the other ones now, they're just too much more like just actual bros chatting.
Well, that's the thing is that, like when me and Kyle and first it was, Phil Viz, we started this thing. We didn't want it to be a gossipy show. We didn't want to get into, because there's already pages for that. Like Fuad goes into a little bit.
Mm.
Even bodybuilding covers a lot of that stuff. Fozzy Fitness covers a lot of that stuff. We didn't want to just be another, breaking news, so and so fires their coach. Who's he going to go to? We didn't want any of that stuff. We wanted to do a little bit more educational and try to give people like into the mind of coaches in the industry that are doing this every single day and the decisions we go through and the thought process behind it. And now having Chris on, at least once a week, it's been great to bring his input in as well. So
Yeah, Chris is a bit good addition. I really like Chris.
Chris is killing it this year. He's
Yeah.
already on fire, man. He told me he's got 85 people in prep right now. He's like,
Fucking Jesus.
That's a lot of
like
work.
my
2 weeks ago, I had 9 clients between 4 or 5 different states competing, right, at different shows. And he had, I'm complaining about it. He's like, oh, dude, he's like, I got 13 today. I'm like, I'll shut the fuck up then. You know what I mean?
bro, my
Like,
head would fucking explode if I had
Yeah.
that much.
it's
Most I've
wild,
had
man.
in one season's 3, and that was it for
Oh,
me. I'm not going over
oh, really?
that.
I
Yeah, I
had,
can't deal with it.
I had 17 in one day, but they were all in the same show. Like it was my state show up in Vermont. So like
Yeah.
it's one of those shows where like every year I was going and it's like I'm winning bodybuilding, I'm winning bikini, I'm winning classic. Like if when you're like the big fish in a small pond in like a region, like you're just bringing all the good athletes to that show and you're like, I want every winner on stage. I want them to be mine. And that was like a 5-year streak for me, which was pretty fun. But then we moved to Florida and to try to tackle, bigger and better. So that's where we're at now.
I went to Florida when the Olympia was there. That was sick.
You know what's funny is I was down here and I didn't even go. I was too lazy to drive.
I loved it because as an Australian, I could drive in the city. Drove into Orlando, watched the NBA game, went to Iron Religion. You just park at the Olympia, walk in. People were saying
Yep.
Vegas is shit because it's too busy and expensive.
It's very busy. It's very expensive. I mean, honestly, I'll be honest. Everywhere in the States is expensive now. I think everywhere in the world is post-COVID. Like, remember they
Australia's
said like the
expensive as well.
prices are going to come back to normal? Nothing is coming back
No.
to normal. I think honestly it was like a way to really reset pricing in the advantage of the companies and billionaires. You know what I mean? Like, because like I was just talking to Rachel about it. Like, we're paying double for our food. We're paying double for our car insurance. We're paying double for all these different things every day, and it's like this hasn't changed. Like, when is it going back down? And I don't think it ever is.
No,
You
we're
know,
thinking about
Well,
moving to Thailand.
it's like the price of Mastron. It's never come back down.
Oh,
that's good. That's a t-shirt right there. That's awesome.
I like that.
We'll end it on that. Thanks for coming on, Andrew. Maybe we'll have you on again in a couple of months or something.
Absolutely, guys. Great talking to you. Have a great evening or great
Right.
great day.
Yeah, great day.
Yeah.
All right, take it
Hopefully
easy.
I'll see you
Thank you.
again.
Bye.
Right, cheers.